Hi, my name is Rick Truly. I'm 44 years old. I'm an international airline pilot.
Hi, I'm Ann Truly. I'm 46 years old and I am a retired flight attendant.
So our house hunting experience.
Well, let's start off by saying we had never been to Palm Springs a day in our lives. Never stepped foot in the place. And within, I would say, 2 hours of rolling into town, we looked at each other and said, we have got to call a real estate agent and look at property. And within 7 days, we owned a home. So to say it was a whirlwind, I think is an understatement. And
we were so surprised after looking online before we got out here at the affordability. We're living in $1 million mecca of mid-century modern homes, and to come out here and find something that we love and our price range was unbelievable.
Yes, and we had never met our real estate agent either. We had only emailed back and forth with him.
We love Chris.
We do. He's great. So he really listened to what we said. We called him and said, this is what we want to see. This is what we looked at online. This is how we operate. And he took it all in consideration. We saw, what, 25?
30 properties.
In 2 days. Easy. And we knocked them out.
And
it was
for us, it was all
fast
about
and furious.
Taking a look at a lot of dumps. I mean, they were just run down because we wanted to renovate. That was our whole idea, mindset.
That's what we do.
We don't want to. We still end up doing it. And we went through all of those, and they were, you know, and kind of rehabbed, and not really, but we ended up buying the completely redone one.
Which is hysterical.
Never bought anything like that before.
Yeah, so the experience was great, and we ended up getting opposite of what we thought, and it took 7 days. And that about sums it up. It was fantastic.
So, some of our items on our wish list.
Oh, the wish list was good. Number one on my wish list, which I found was more difficult than I thought, was to find in-unit laundry. These were built in the 70s, and a lot of them were like complexes that had community laundry.
Right.
And I had no desire to do any community laundering. So, in-house laundry.
For me, it was kind of the bang for the buck. You know, I wanted to be able to go in and renovate. If I had to knock down a wall, I wanted to make sure I had the ability to do that.
Yeah, of course.
And, you know, so that was definitely on my wish list.
I needed 2 bathrooms. You can't build an extra bathroom, so I was willing to look at 1 bedroom.
Especially at this price range.
No, yeah, I was willing to look at 1 bedrooms, but absolutely had to have 2 bathrooms. Even if it was a bath and a half, that was fine. But 1 bathroom had to have a tub.
And most of the places we've looked at were frame construction, so I wanted to be on the top floor.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be the guy downstairs hearing the guy upstairs running around and doing everything else.
I kind of fell in love with some of the first floor ones, but...
Yeah, they kind of had great, but then you didn't know if somebody was up there. You didn't know who was up there.
Speaking of which, the reason I liked some of those because they had big patios. You ended up having more outdoor space, and outdoor space is huge on my list.
Right.
So it has to have a large balcony or some type of a patio. And it had to have the ability for my husband, who's so adorable, to have a gas grill.
Yes.
Because since we moved to a high-rise condo, and he hasn't had one for 2 years, I'm sick of hearing him cry about it. So
it's been the worst 2 years of my life.
It's not.
In addition to that, I'm going to throw in the gas kitchen. I want the chef's kitchen.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
If it had the chef kitchen,
I would love
which is what we ended up getting, it does have a great chef's kitchen. It's exactly how we would have rehabbed it.
Yes. It really is, and that's probably why we bought it, because it wasn't half done or shoddily done or bad fixtures.
I could imagine us picking out that, but a lot of the other places that was on our wish list when we got here was that chef's kitchen and ability to blow it all out, because almost everything we looked at was very small and galley kitchen-wise.
Yeah, I really wanted walk-in closets, and I quickly learned that all the places we looked at here, they never built walk-in closets in 1970s or...
And I think the one that became our wish list item that we didn't know about was the view.
Oh,
The San Jacinto Mountains are literally across the street in some of the places we went to, and goes up 9,000 feet.
Yeah, I was a self-declared ocean view snob. I didn't care about anything else. And I kept reading how this place has mountain views. I'm like, big deal, who cares?
Who cares?
Until I rolled into town and literally smacked up against this mountain, and it's so stunningly beautiful. So I absolutely 100% was intrigued by the whole views thing, and it did become a wish list for both of us, didn't it?
Something that wasn't there was our architectural style. So, you know, moving from that...
What do you mean wasn't there?
Well, you know, like... anyway, I was trying to segue into the next set of questions.
Oh, I still have one wish list item that we forgot to mention. Sorry. It was the amenities, the gym. If we're paying an HOA, I want it to show something to show for it. I want beautiful landscape. I want a pool. I want a gym. I want all that stuff.
Absolutely, me too.
Yeah.
And we always had to give and take on a lot of different stuff everywhere we went. So.
Right. Okay. Back to architectural style. Sorry to cut you off. Clearly, I am in heaven with the mid-century modern Mecca that I live in now. We rolled into town, and it lived up to every expectation and picture and idea in my mind of what Palm Springs was going to be. I love the clean lines. I love the simplicity. I love the innovation of that design in the 50s when it was built, to make it open concept before that was a thing, and to bring nature outside in by making so much glass walls.
Yes. They have no regard for
it's just
air conditioning and
nothing's messy. It's just like I hate visually dirty things, and things that are too ornate to me are unappealing. I like it clean. I like it simple.
Sure. So that way you can have it, the death trap of the sofa pit that you can walk right over.
It's not even a death trap. Nobody knows what you're talking about.
Well, you got
What's your style? What style do you like better?
Yeah, something better than that.
What style?
It's really not that bad.
What style?
For me, I fell in love with, we drove across the United States through Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and up into California. We're in the desert, and I fell in love with the Spanish style. The stucco, the tiled roofs, the authentic, I'm in the desert, this belongs here, mid-century
little
modern
tiny
can
windows,
really go anywhere.
dark archways.
There's a lot of big windows in those, and they've got the natural light built into the rooftops.
I think the only similarity is a beautiful vaulted ceiling.
The vaulted ceiling, the dark wood, the wrought iron, it just fits. It's authentic.
No, it's dark. It's dark and it's dusty.
For me, well, no, it's
you
not.
might as well have cobwebs.
For me, the most beautiful part of it is the living, artistic kitchen. It's got the tiles with the mosaics and the terracotta and the oven range hood that's probably
clean,
stucco.
linear, sleek.
Yeah, it's really pretty stuff.
You can't even tell where the refrigerator is because it's so built in with everything.
Right, it just looks natural. It's like art.
No.
Anyway.
Okay, so we will agree to disagree on
kind
our
of difference on the
styles.
styles, yes.
Deal breakers, Spanish style.
Anyway.
What's your deal breakers?
Some of my deal breakers, I guess, was, for me, the halfway done renovation. So cosmetically, it was like, oh, we've updated the kitchen.
Oh, yeah, and they did a bad job.
Right, yeah, it was really a bad job all around.
I'd rather have it just be a dump than poorly done renovation.
I don't want to pay an extra, 10-20% for something that I'm going to have to rip out anyway.
Right,
so
okay.
I'd rather it not been done.
Yeah, that's
cosmetically, that was a deal breaker.
Deal breaker for me is the lack of outdoor space / natural light. Being a dark cave-like place, I was kidding when I said Spanish architecture, but any place that was situated in a condo complex that A, had the bad view of the parking lot, or faced a direction that you never got very much light in there, that was a deal breaker for me, because that's something you can't change.
Right. And you know how they tried to change all that stuff? They'd put the fun wall of mirrors in 1,000 square feet. Guess what? It still looked the same size. And I don't even know what to do with the wall of mirrors. I hate that. Every sinking condo had a wall of mirrors. And what, you're going to break it and then get bad luck? I'll let you take it.
I think the turnoff, I don't necessarily know it's a deal breaker, but it could be depending on how many there are. The turnoff for me is the vertical blinds. Remember when we bought the disaster that Myrtle Beach had with like 5 huge sliding glass doors of vertical blinds? They're hideous. They're also very prevalent in Palm Springs. I don't know why these were ever invented, but it's very costly to replace every single window of vertical blinds. So I would prefer not to have any and have better...
And guess what we did? We bought the completely renovated place that has the mirrored vertical blinds. I'm secretly in love with them.
I hate them.
I know.
Oh my God.
I guarantee you we're going to have a
It's
fight over
literally
that.
the equivalent of the hideous mural in Myrtle Beach, this hideous mirrored vertical. I've never seen such a thing. Like, who in... it's
Insert
shockingly...
disco ball, and we're going to have a party.
It's so ugly. So,
that's great.
Whatever.
Well, that's it. And
thanks a lot for listening. Hope we see you soon. Welcome to the outside patio of our summer rental. It's actually a balcony and it's large, and that's why I'm bringing you out here. It's an absolute must on my list to have a large outdoor space. This one fits the bill. It is allowed to have a gas grill, which is fantastic. It also has plenty of room for seating, and what I really love is the feature that it has doors from the living room as well as the bedroom. That feels very luxurious to me. It feels very vacation-like to have two entrances to the balcony. What I don't love about it is that it's Spanish in style. It has stucco walls, it has an archway and a doorway with wrought iron fixtures, and I'm just not a fan. But because of it, it's a very private balcony, so that is good. It doesn't have that mountain view, but it is very lush and landscaped beautifully, so that kind of makes up for it. All in all, it's a great balcony, and I could live with this if this is...
Welcome to our Spanish kitchen in our summer rental. So taking a look throughout here, this was the epitome of what we kind of saw a lot of. It's updated / renovated, but it's not completely redone. I like what they did in here, but they just didn't take it all the way. The granite, like it, it's great, it's large. The under-mounted sink, the stainless steel accents, all great choices. But what I saw in here that I didn't like so much was the conflicting style. So we're in a Spanish style place. They did the Spanish backsplash. It's nice, but then they went with like modern handles instead of wrought iron to just finish the look. And that's something that really kind of bothered me. The other things, the cabinets are still from the 80s. And this thing, I'm sorry you can't even see me because of all of the giant fluorescent light bulbs popping out of here. So that would have to go.